All day, every day, as you know what you don't want, you launch rockets of what you do want. And there is a vibrational reality that has formed and is being amended and is forming that really is who you now are. And your inner being stands there in that vibrational place, for lack of a better word, in that vibrational state of being. But the question is, where are you with your vibration? Where are you with your thoughts and words? Where are you? Are you still exploring and explaining why you don't like this manifestation that's already happening? Or are you over here with the vibrational you, anticipating the newness that is coming? And you see, the reason that we are so exhilarated to visit with you about the movement from this vibrational reality into the manifested reality is because that is where all of the satisfaction is. All of the satisfaction is in you lining up with the idea of what's coming and feeling the satisfaction of what's coming right now, even though it hasn't come. It's about you finding the vibrational relationship with it, because when you are in sync with the vibration of what you have asked for, there is no contradiction in your vibration. And when there is no contradiction in your vibration, the first wonderful thing that happens is that you receive the manifestation that we want to call the emotion of satisfaction. And it's really an important thing that you get there, that you come to the understanding of what that's all about, because you are always, we love you so much, you are always going to be in a place where you have become more vibrationally than you have yet allowed yourself to become in terms of the full manifestation of it. So you are always while you're in this body, always going to be in a state of becoming. And it's time for you to get used to it and like it. It's time for you to stop worrying about what hasn't manifested and begin focusing upon the energy that is flowing toward that manifestation, because that's what satisfaction is. Have you ever had an experience where you're visiting with someone and you have a strong opinion or belief about it? Quite a bit of that's been going on lately. And you have a strong opinion about it, and you're visiting with someone who also has a strong but different opinion. And have you noticed how, as you're conversing, that the more you explain what you mean, the more they dig in and explain to you why you are wrong? And the more they dig in and explain to you why you are wrong, the more you want to dig in and explain why they are wrong. Have you had any experiences like that ever? With your children, or with those you work with, or with those that you are in love with anyone? You know what we're talking about. What we want you to realize is that you have that identical battle going on between you and you. And what we mean by that is, when you have a desire for something that you don't believe, every time you activate that desire, if the belief is the strongest vibration within you, you have a battle with yourself. A battle with yourself that you might not even be consciously aware of unless you are accustomed to the subtle energies of your source. So in the same way that you sometimes dig in and try to be right relative to a conversation with another, and they do the same to you, you are doing that with yourself. For example, when you acknowledge that you would like more prosperity in your experience, and you begin focusing upon how nice that prosperity would be, well, wherever you left your vibration on the subject of prosperity, it's activated because you just brought it up. But it's activated where you last left it. And if you are in need, maybe urgently, of more prosperity, and you believe because of what you've been living and what you're watching, and because the reality of what your bank tells you you have, then you've got this battle going on within you where the reality seems to be in contest with the new desire. And you don't know you're doing it to yourself in most cases unless you are tuned to the emotional response to the mixture of vibrations that you've got going on. And so under those conditions, that new desire and thinking about it, as the beliefs come forward and challenge it, is not what you would call satisfying. So then Most humans come to the conclusion that, well, things just need to change. Things need to change so that I can believe differently. And then when I believe differently, I'll feel more satisfied. And we say, sounds like a good idea, it just doesn't work like that. In other words, whatever it is that you're giving your attention to is what's active in your vibration. So you've got to find some way of offering a more steady vibration in harmony with your desires and a less steady vibration in harmony with what is. And so you're starting to get the gist of what we're going to be talking about in these days that are before us. We want you to let loose of what is more while you focus upon your vibrational frequency more. We want to convince you that you are more than these physical bodies, that you are source energy, and that the source energy part of you remains non-physically focused, and that when you, through life experience, have a knee-jerk response to what you know you do not want, that you offer a vibration that the larger part of you focuses upon and holds steady as your new belief. And further, we want to say to you in a way that you will never forget it. Once that happens, you will never be satisfied again until you learn to completely and totally embrace that new desire. You cannot give birth to a desire and then ignore it by facing reality and ever be happy. Your dissatisfaction will be constant. And what most humans do in that dissatisfaction is that they rail against the circumstances that they think are causing their dissatisfaction. It's the status quo. It's the way that it is. It's the family I was born into, or it's the way the cards were dealt to me, or it's in some stars that were not working out for me, or it's your fault, or your fault, or your fault, or even it's my fault, you sometimes say to yourself. But what we're wanting you to understand is that everything about the way your life is working exactly the way that you knew that it would. Nothing's gone wrong at all. It's perfectly normal that your life would beat you up a little bit, that your life would help you to know what you don't want and know what you do want. It's perfectly normal that you would launch rockets of desire, and it's perfectly normal that your inner being would then hold vibrational vigilance over the frequency of those new desires, shining the light on it so that you could find your way home to who you really are. And it's perfectly normal that you, dear humans, would be using your eyes and ears and nose and tongue and so forth to observe the physical reality. We just want you to, for a little while, realize that the physical reality is old news, and that where the true satisfaction is in the becoming of the new reality. So we're going to do a sales job with you all week long and on to the next, because we want you to begin to feel what it feels like to catch a glimpse of what's coming and feel the satisfaction of your vibrational part in what's coming. We want you to be less interested in what is, because what is doesn't mean diddly squat. What is only an old relic. It's an old relic of the energy you flowed before now. All of the fun is in the energy that you're flowing now. All of the satisfaction is in the vibrational harmonics that you discover as a result of the thoughts that you're thinking now and their vibrational relativity to the thought that your inner being is holding on the same subject. In these days that we are together, we want you to feel the fullness of all that is non-physical and its awareness of you. We want you to realize that when you are standing in what you think is an alone state of being, that is never ever true. We want you to come to an awareness that the times that you feel the worst are actually the times that your inner being is feeling the best, and you're actually feeling the contrast between the two. When Esther figured that out, after we had told her a few 100,000 times, she said to us, Abraham, I think you should stop feeling so darn good, because I don't like not being up to speed with you. So if you just sort of join me over here so there wasn't so much separation between me and me, I would really appreciate it. And we said, no, because the promise that your inner being made with you and keeps with you all day, every day, your inner being holds the vibrational frequency of the farthest reaching vibration of you, which means you always can tell when you're moving in the direction of the wholeness of who you are, and you can always tell when you're pinching some of who you are off. So it's such a wonderful realization. You're going to have it. this week. It's such a wonderful realization when you no longer feel any need to control the circumstances around you in order to control the way you feel. It's such a wonderful respite from the impossible task of trying to control the uncontrollable. It is our expectation that in these days that are before us and all of the days of your life that follow, that you will find yourself again and again right in the middle of a big mess, right in the middle of a great big vibrational mess, right in the middle of knowing so clearly what you do not want. But you won't feel the same tension that you felt before, because you will understand that you are doing the important and perfect step one part of the equation, and that you are asking with stronger fervor than ever before, and that in this mess that you are living in any moment in time, that you are launching rockets of desires, and that your vortex is expanded, and that your vibrational reality has become more, and that your inner being is on it in a way that it has never been before, and that you have a new opportunity for realizing, for receiving the vibrations that will turn to thoughts, and the thoughts that will turn to things on every subject that matters to you.